Alright, I'm back. Version 3. The next thing I'm gonna talk about is it's called group bounce. As you know that every dog can probably do bounce. Studio One can do bounce. You can export bounce out. You can get a MIDI and bounce the MIDI to audio. Um, Studio One can actually do this also. But what I like about Bitwig when it does this is that I can actually, grab all the tracks. Say if you want to master a track, you can right click and group it. So now I'm gonna play the whole song, play the song back. So that you hear it a little bit. But anyway, let's say if I want to master that, right? And I don't want to export it out and then export it back in, because normally that's the process. So when you're mastering, you would have mastered the wave out, export it out as 24-bit and so on, and then bring it back inside the DAW as a one wave, and then start your mastering process. That's one part of mastering. Mastering is also really about metadata information, and also putting a whole album together. Mastering is not just specifically just one song, but to play one song on the radio or in the club, you have to have it mixed and mastered if you wanted to compete with everybody else's music. You want people to like your music, not, you know. I mean, if you whack, they ain't gonna like you, but you still want the music to sound good. That's my point. So if this is a group, and I can right click on the group, and it's on the track. I think I right click on this, and I could bounce in place or bounce. See what happens when I bounce in place. So what it does, it's creating a whole wave for the full song. Now when I bounce in place, I want to see if I can go back to the groups. Once I bounce in place, I'm gonna open up the groups, right? And all the original song of the waves are still right here. So what I can do, I can highlight all these and deactivate. And I'm gonna go back and press play. I'm gonna play this one. Now what I'm trying to figure out is that I noticed how this ended right here, man. Let me see. All right. Now let me. I don't like the way that. Well. Okay. Let's see what it did. All right. Let me go back. All right. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna highlight all these. I'm gonna put a little end on it like this. and then click on this bounce in place. Right, as I figured. Give it a little space at the end. Tail. All right, that's good. So now I'm gonna bring that back. And I'm gonna bounce and I'm gonna just bounce. So what this is gonna do is gonna bounce another track, pre-faded, whatever you want to pick, 24-bit, did the real time. You don't need to use. Don't worry about it. I ain't gonna talk about that right now. Press OK. So what it's gonna do is gonna create a master bounce. So now I don't have to export it out and bring it back in. Now, so I can actually just mute this, or deactivate this whole track like this. And if I want to hide it, just get it out the way, I can click this, that deactivate the hiding button. Click that to get it out the way. And I could just go straight to mastering this audio track without taking anything out. Oh yeah, another thing, as you notice in Studio One got a track where if this is stereo, you can click a button and could change it into a mono, or you can convert it into stereo in Studio One. Okay, one thing I learned about music is that when the wave is the same thing, technically all the way down, it's the same thing. From my understanding, it's actually mono. But now, if this side is different a little bit from this side, that's when it's technically stereo. So that means there's certain wave parts is, bigger or smaller on each side, and this part is bigger. Say, for example, if I cut this part, right? Say I slice it. Well, I won't be able to slice separate sides, but if this side is bigger and this side is smaller, then that's technically stereo. That's why if you notice in Bitwig, if you do like this, it look like one wave. Then if you do have a stereo, you don't have to convert nothing. All you have to do is just go to utility and just go to a tool, and then just change that to wave mono, or just move that to stereo on like a certain level. But once it's like this, it's all mono. So let's see how it sound. That's mono right there. Now that's in stereo. Once it hit like right here, this is stereo. So that's another quick way you could change. It's just as quick as Studio One, where you could change something mono and stereo. Because I had to read about that for us to how the waves look, But yeah, so let me bring this back. All right. The next thing I'm gonna talk about is sound search options. Man, now this is very important to me. This is a big deal. And what I mean is that I'm looking for an instrument, right? I click on instrument, audio effects, note effects, whatever you want to click. And you got your options, like every other dog got the options and stuff. And let's say, I go to a phase 4. That's all it is synthesizer. It's like a subtractor in Reasons. Every dog got a synthesizer, or you can buy an outside plugin that has a synthesizer, that polysynth synthesizer. They all kind of like the same shit. But when I go to presets, it got all the sounds right here, right? Every dog will show you. In Studio One, to show you all the sounds. But what I love about Bitwig is that it has a category of what type of style you're looking for. Well, you don't have to go searching through every damn one sound, because you might have over 200 sounds. So if I'm looking for a keyboard, it's going to drop them down. If I'm looking for destruction or a chromatic or, piano or plucks or snare or whatever that's in that instrument, bass, it got them. Then on top of that, if I say I want a bass, but I want a clean bass, I can click that. Got the clean bass. See, I can play that. That sound good, right? I know. So you can go to mono, noisy, poly, dirty, digital, the tune, anything. This is a killer. Just like how we use hashtags in society on social sites. This dog has hashtags, man. Yes. So for example, damn, my bad. Go back to the instrument, go to the poly, go to the phase 4, go to the preset, go back to that bass. I don't know what bass I use, but I just use this. I use that, whatever. So if I could tweak this and tweak that and change this and change that and make this sound a certain way and whatever you want to use, and to get a different sound. Like whatever you tweaking, you wanna right? So you wanna save that as a preset. So when you go ahead and save it as a preset, now you got an option to name it like any other DAW. Creator, you can use the creator, put the creator, that's me. You can put it in what category you want to put that in. So if that's a phase 4, that means you most likely want to put it in the synth. Yeah, you want to put it in the synth. Money, synth, mono synth, or synth. Whatever feel comfortable, what makes sense to you, or lead. And then you got different hashtags that what that sound like. And then you can go create your own tags. For example, if I want to be like hard, boom. It got hard right there. If I want to be like creative, now I'm creating my own hashtags with that sound that's going to build up in this search right here. Right here. And then the different names. Right? So now, they help you find stuff way faster, man, when you got thousands of sounds. Because when you're a producer, you can never have not enough sounds. Drums, you can never have not enough drums, but it's only so many sounds of drums you can go. It's like you're gonna go the real drum kits, like the live drum kits, and there's only a different type of style to that. Or you're gonna use creative drums that you created or tweaked up or stuff like that, or 808s or 707, 606 or the 505 and so on, the old school drums. There's only so many you can go with. And then it's all about you tweak it and change it up and save it as a preset. But sounds can go forever, man. There's so many different ways you can do sounds. So you have so many of them. So this help you find what you're looking for. Like even in my multi samples, you got digital, dirty, fast, hard stuff you can save. You're looking for the organ type mallets. Now in Studio One, that's what irks me, man, because when I'm in a mode of looking for a specific sound, now don't get me wrong, you can always type. If I go to instrument, let me delete this. I'm gonna wall this out. Now I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna open up this one. Nah, matter of fact, I'm gonna just go and drop another one. Okay, like this is presence, right? And all these sounds right here are sound fonts that I downloaded and paid for through the years that carry its own sounds, right? And it has a folder that lets you know what brass you're looking for or what specific sound, but it don't really tell you what style you're looking for. So for example, like, okay, let me go on this. Do it got this? Okay, I know. Okay, let me take this out and give you an example. I'm gonna put it in a layer. Instrument layer. You got more sounds. I'm gonna just grab this. Matter of fact, I ain't mean to close that. Where is it? Where? I think is it the organ that got it? Not the organ. Okay, the polysynth, right? Example, anyway, just give you a quick example, like modulation. Modulation. You know what modulation means? Something like that, right? But you see, it got one in here, but you can create it and tweak it up and do all the stuff, and then save another modulation in it. But at least it letting you know what type of sound you got, what you're looking for. If it's modulation, it's gonna move like a modular sound. All right, so, but anyway, go back in Studio One. When you're going into sounds, that specific sound, it don't have that. It just say piano, and that's it. A ballad, hard, medium pass, soft, wet pass, soft, hard, 4. It said on the side like that, 4. But every folder don't do that. Like, you have to go through millions of sounds just to find that specific style, what you're looking for. So that means that if you want to find something soft out of all instruments, but you don't, at the same time, you don't know exactly what instrument you want to use, but you just know you want it to be soft, right? And here you don't know where to start. You don't know where to start. You have no idea where to start, and you're gonna be searching for instrument sounds all damn day. And by the time you find the right one, it's kind of like, it don't took you from your creativity. This is my point about what's dope about Bitwig. It's like I say, it's I can name about 9 things right now that Studio One do better than Bitwig, and those are: Studio One has the mastering side. I can show you that later. They faster with pitch correction because they got Melodyne built in it, even though I still can use Melodyne and Bitwig and correct anything I want. I can explore my tracks faster, even though you can explore your tracks fast. You can explore your tracks in Bitwig. Studio One has a metronome preset, meaning it's different styles of metronomes you can play during music when you're making a beat. You can export MP3. Bitwig, you can't export MP3. You gotta export it out as wave, then convert it as an MP3 from another software. Studio One has Ripple Edit. Ripple Edit means, read about it. It's called Ripple Edit. You got auto strip silence. That means that between each wave, you got the little noise that might possibly be in between your music. Instead of you going and cutting each one of them out one by one and moving that sound, that noise out, and cleaning your tracks before you mix it, strip silence will help you do it just in one take, based on how you set it. You got files logo embedded. That means that right here in Studio One, for example, like when you export your music out, right? If I start right here, this logo would be embedded in your audio file. Same thing if you go to a project and you go to mastering side. Well, this is dope, man. I love this part, man. And you go to the mastering side, and this is the mastering side, and you mastering an artist's album. You can add the picture right here, and this picture would be embedded in the music. So when you download a music from online, and it'll have the name of the music and the picture will pop up of the music. That's why you put all this information in on each specific song. Now, if you don't have this, then you can go get an app like this called, different apps called MP3 Tag and do the same thing. So I got that too. So you can go either way. It don't matter. But Studio One got that built in. So that's another thing. Then you got audio background. So that means that when you minimize this and you want to go to the internet and play music or play something else, it's not going to take away the sound card. The card not going to take away or stop the music from playing on your browser or on the internet. You still can play the sound on the internet with Studio One still open. And Bitwig will stop it eventually. It'll keep going for a minute, but eventually, if your sound stop, that means you have to close Bitwig, and then play what you played, then go open Bitwig back up. So this is the reason why I'm able to use Studio One with Bitwig open right now, but and play this right now. Because when I close it, minimize it, it gives the sound to the other DAW. But you have, so it's weird. All right, I'm gonna start with Bitwig. Bitwig has both DAWs had time stretching. What I'm about to do right now is called more time stretching options. So that means that if I get an audio file, I'm just grab anything. I don't know what this is. So if I grab this, or whatever you want to do, double click it, you can see it bigger. And I click it. When I go right here to mode, elastic, it got different from granular, spectral, on stretch options. These do amazing different feels of music. Give you better options when it comes to production and even vocals, man. Would you use all of them? Probably not, but I'm a creative person. I try different things just to see what comes out. Think about it as a rapper or artist, man, or singer. Think about how many times you made a mistake on something and it sound dope. And you're like, I'm going to keep that. That's the same thing. So you got to do things to create something. But in Studio One, if you click and open up the inspector, hold on, not that. What is that? Let's follow the chords. Hold on, no, I'm drawing. Hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm bugging out right now. I gotta drop an audio file in. Don't get me wrong, I still like Studio One browser, man. One reason why I still love the browser because all the folders be closed. Now, in the newer version of Bitwig 2. What they say 2.5 that they doing right now, it's a test. It's a what they call it, a beta. They fixed that problem. So they just testing it out right now. So but now in Studio One, when you go to a folder, they all closed. I like that. Then you just click and open it up. I love that. I don't like when you click on a folder, then everything be already open like this. Everything just be open. All this crap like this. You gotta scroll down to go to the next one. No, close them shits up, man. Like, let me open it up and then, give me an option to remember how I had it if I want to keep it that way. It help you find stuff better, man. It's better simplicity. All right, but I'm off the subject. Let me get an audio file. Right, let me close that. Let me go to sounds and sample. I don't know. I'm just grab anything, man. Right. You click on here, time stretch. Right, you could got the option now. Click. You got drums, Elastic Pro format, Elastic Pro monophobic format. It got Studio One got the most top quality ones. Get to the point. Drums, if it's a sound, or if it's a solo sound, it's all about understanding what these mean. So that's still good. What Studio One I love is that it got these like the cycle, retro stretching, inspiration, classic samplers, and slice audio in chunks and stretch HD multiband and stuff like that. And those is very important. These come in handy. They do some creative stuff, man. That'd be another video to do all that shit. I'll do a video for it if y'all want me to. Y'all request it. But it's a lot of other guys that do videos for it, specifically for the time stretching. If you type in Bitwig time stretching, or if y'all want me to do it, just let me know. Just that alone is a long time, man. Yeah, so it got more time stretching options. That's very important. So that's not a deal breaker. It's just I like the fact they give me more options when I'm, making a beat or chopping samples or trying to tweak vocals up. It's different things you can try. All right, the next thing we'll talk about is this is not a deal breaker. Bitwig has more plugins. And it's not about having more plugins, man, because I got just about every damn plugin out from the free to the new to the used, whatever you want to call it. I got waves, bundles, the any bundle, man. I got just about all of them. I can download them and put them in my DAW. And I don't even use the secondary plugins no more, the outside plugins. I learned so much now to a point where I'd rather use a stock function better than me. Now, it is some outside plugins that's dope, but they take a lot of CPU power, man. And especially when you have a powerful computer already and it's still killing your CPU. So if you're using a DAW like Studio One that's hog on CPU, when you're making a beat using instruments and then you're using one of those outside VST effects, man, your shit ain't gonna work. It's just gonna crack on you. I know you're gonna have to free something up real quick before you can even do anything. I've been through that for years, even when I had slow computers, man. So it's a headache, man. That's a good thing about Reasons. Reasons, I say Reasons about the best with CPU intensive. I mean, not intensive, but CPU power, Reasons is the best. If you got a nice, decent, powerful computer with a like at least like eight, over 8 gigs of RAM, so 4 8. Reasons CPU is wonderful. You could drop so many racks, and it's good. But not to get off the subject. Yeah, it have more plugins. So what I mean is that, and they have more plugins that matters. Like, okay, for example, okay, now we know a deesser is a compressor basically, right? But they all made and tweak different. Me, I like a plugin that's specifically designed as a deesser instead of me getting a compressor and transforming it into a deesser just to tweak it up. I know some guys gonna be like, man, dude, you bugging. That's why I say it's not a deal breaker, but I like it. So when I go to dynamics, because at the end of the day, a compressor is a gate, a deesser. It's all at the same time. But when you get a deesser, a dynamic, I'm gonna put a dynamic down here. Hold on. Then I'm gonna go get a compressor, right? Then I'm gonna go get a deesser. See, it's designed specifically for that part. I love that. You don't gotta go tweak your compressor. You can and set it up as a deesser and save it as a preset. Studio One will have that. Studio One just have the compressor like this, and it's still good. Still good. It don't matter. It's still good. But you just got to go name it deesser on the track when this one is already named that. You don't got to go back and change some name. But in Studio One, you have to, if I want to put a deesser on this, right? So if I go right here, effects, dynamics, there's no deesser. So what I have to go on compressor and go to vocals, deessing, or whatever some of the ones I save, and drop that on there. When I drop it on, it's gonna say compressor. So not to confuse myself, because I have many a times end up moving the wrong damn instruments in the wrong place, and just all type of bull crap, man. See right here, and not changing the name of it. You got to change that to deesser. So now it's like that. But this is the thing. This is my preset, deesser 1. I saved this as a preset, and what I don't like is that it's not keeping the name when I drop it. That's why I don't like. When I saved it as a preset as a deesser, to separate it from the name compressor, even though it's still a compressor, but I wanted to drop down as a deesser, so I don't mess around and move the wrong damn thing on the wrong track when I'm doing something like this, or I want to put this right here or something like that on each track if I don't want to bust anything. So it been many times where I gotta think about what I did. I gotta press Control Z to go back because I don't fuck something up. Something ain't sounding right because I don't misplace something in the wrong place. It happens, man, when stuff not named correctly. So my point is, when certain things is already named correctly without you naming anything, that helps so much better. It's like, it just save you time, man. And time is money. And when I'm mixing and mastering people music, time is money, man. I don't know about y'all. Some of y'all do it because y'all just do it to have fun. Of course, that's the number one thing because we love it. We all music heads. We love it. But some just do it to have fun. Some ain't really doing it to make no money. They just do it because they just love it. I spent thousands of dollars on musical equipment for years, from analog to digital. because I love it. Then at the top of that, I want to make money from it. When I start making money from it, I was serious. It's business. It's business. So time is money. People don't want to wait around. Why you taking so long? You want to get it done. You want it to sound good at the same time. So, whatever help your simplicity to get your job done, that's what you're going to use. So yeah, that simple little thing, you know, it don't change the name of it, man. And, Bitwig is already his name is there. The damn track is named, man. You know, I actually like when I add a effects track and I go to the effects track and say I want to get I want to get I'm gonna go to audio effects. I want to get a flanger. It's called flanger. It automatically name it right here, man. And I can still change the color on that, just like in Studio One, but it names it already. So what I love about it, when I go to my posts and my effects, I could just turn it. I like the knobs that turn like this. I love that. I hope they never change that part, because the thing is, when I add my tracks and I open up this mixer, I close this, they all right here. Same thing in Studio One. But Studio One part is like they got the damn lines, like the so they add the effects, right? So it's right here. So I want to name this comp, right? And say I need to I'm gonna minimize this. See, in order to drop it, you gotta click right here just a little bit, just to bring your sends up, just to add that compressor. Boom. And then you gotta slide this over to the left or the right. I like the knob type thing more. Remind you of the old school just a little bit, because even though we in digital, if y'all never use old school, then y'all won't understand. But this is not a deal breaker, but I love the difference of it. And you gotta slide it left and right and change it from pre-fade to turn pre-fader on or off, right? They give you a different, if you know about that, read about it, what pre-fader mean. And or you can just minimize it in Studio One and then, open up the window like this, which I like to view this way better, add the comp, and it's like this. You know what I'm saying? You can bring this all the way up like this. And then after that, you can see all your plugins and just bring this all the way up. And you can see everything clearly just fine. So that's still good with Studio One, man. But in Bitwig, I got the plugins right there, right? Those my tracks. I can move this out the way. Still have this, right? And every time I add a new, effect track, matter of fact, I could just do like this. Oh no, yeah, I could just double click. So I'm just grabbing anything. We'll name this EQ5. That's what it's named, EQ5 right now. And I'm gonna see if it's gonna change the name if I change it to get a preset. Yeah, see how it changed the name when I changed the preset. See how only I'm gonna go get another preset. I'm gonna go to pad effect for a pad. See it say pad. It changed the name with it. You don't even gotta go change the name. So as soon as you do that, it's pad right all the way across every track, and you can just be like, boop, whatever you want to affect. And then if you want to do that, you can right click and you can right click on it, map controller to your keyboard, turn the knob. There you go. Now you can automate that. You could just press this and press play, and there you go. It's gonna turn the blue line and automate it. Voila. Just that simple. That's all you gotta do. All right. The next thing I'm gonna talk about is oh yeah, I ain't gonna get off the subject. Hold on. As far as the plugins, I'm tripping. So I get off the subject. As far as the plugins, it really don't matter to some people, but check it out yourself. But just audio effects, Studio One, Bitwig has a lot of plugins, man. Bitwig actually has 82 plugins, and Studio One has 44. And those certain plugins that Studio One has do some amazing shit, man. Like for example, like this XY effects. And what this is, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna show you a quick example of what this do. Right? Let me cut this right quick. Right? So you can go to XY, and I'm gonna just grab anything. And do I got on the track? Hold on. Let me drag this and put it on this track. Alright, I got it on the track. Let me get one that's gonna affect it even more. Area 51. Alright, so when you move it around, it give it different effects because each one of the C, D, A, and B has their own effects that you can put in there, right? Has whatever it got in there, right? Different ones have different things, different effects. And what you can do as you play that sound, like I say, you can click this button, go to automatic, press play, move this around. But anyway, I'm gonna play that back. Watch, you gonna see this move around. This ain't the best example, but now watch this. It's gonna move around, and you can see them down here. You can see everything that it just tweaked. So yes, Studio One has some good ass plugins, but Bitwig has way more creative plugins, and they sound just as good as Studio One. Even the main plugins, EQs, compressors, a gate, a multi-band compressor, stuff like that. And some people be like, yo, why would I, for example, like the multi-band compressor, You know what? I'm not even gonna get to that. I'm gonna talk about. I talked about that in another video about the multi-band compressor. If anything that y'all want me to talk about specifically, let me know, and I'll talk about it. I'm gonna talk about automate tempo. Studio One has this. What it mean, like for example, if I'm playing this and I say I want to change this into a certain tempo at a certain time of the song, you know, that's very important. Now this is very important. And Studio One does this also, but I think Bitwig just does it faster. Because why? I can actually right click and map controller my tempo, click that knob, right? And you know, I can click right here when I press play, and as this playing, I could just by me turning that knob, right? And I can go down here and look at where is that? What the hell that's at? Now, matter of fact, I think this. Let me move this out the way. I'm peeping something. I think this was Studio One got Bitwig on the. Hold on. If I'm correct, mixer. Because what I'm trying to do, I want to see where I change the tempo. Because when I play it back, it's going to play it exactly because you can see the red knob and the blue right here. So it's going to change. I think I know what I got to do. See if I can find a tempo option. Let me see. Do they got it in here? It's not in that. Unless I'm doing something wrong. People correct me if I'm not. If I right click clear controller assignment, delete automation, set to default value. Okay. Let me double check one more time before I say something. Mixer, pan, mute, reverb, barrel compressor, flanker, crossfade. Okay, so you could change the tempo real quick. I'm looking for the option. It's pan, gain, stretch, onset, all events. Let me try click track. Clip. Oh, the clip thing is on a whole nother level also. Okay. All right, in Bitwig, for right now, I can't see no automation of me changing the tempo. So if I want to go specifically in that automation and select it and change it, manual with one of my tools. Even though I still love using the knob because the knob I can create more feeling because I'm hearing it at the same time I'm drawing it. Instead of just drawing it, then play back, you gotta hear it. But in Studio One, when you want to do a tempo track, you gotta click this and then see right click on tempo track. You can't use this automation with a knob, with a controller knob. You can't use this automation. I'm more perfective using things as using knobs. Like for example, like some people make beats in Fruity Loops, they go type in their notes. I like to play it on the keys and the drum pads. I'm more perfective that way. I can still do the notes, that's no problem. But I'm more perfective because I'm like, it's like I feel like I'm playing the drums live. I can create something more, be more witty with it instead of just typing everything in. So in Studio One, you have to draw this in. So what you're gonna have to do is this. Let me get it right. Okay, there you go. They changed a little, tweaked it up. So let me play it back. I'm gonna mute this, man. Should kill my damn eardrums. Time stress this to that so it can loop better. Alright, so you want to change it. So in order to record it, you have to press record, I think. Nah, I did it wrong. Hold on. I gotta remember how to do it. Give me a second, y'all. Move this out the way. I'm trying to think, can you hold up. I should be able to do that. Right click. Nah, I still can't add a. Alright, so let me double check. Let me make sure before I say anything. If I press record, if I just move it around, nah, I ain't gonna do it that way. I'm bring it back to 120, 122. So what it seemed to me, I'm gonna have to draw it in. Draw it in and press play. I disconnected it. Press this. In order for us to really hear it, I'm gonna have to do it. So hold up. So I can only go no less than 100. Hold on, maybe I gotta stress this more. The highest I can go in the tempo is 140, right? But the less I can go is 100. That's what I'm doing, bring it down low so you can really hear it. time stretching. Stress that and play it. Set this right to this. Let me turn the metronome off. I'm doing something wrong because I remember doing it years ago. Something they ain't doing right. Let me try this. I'm trying to do something drastic that we can really notice the difference. Put it like this. I know you can get it done. I just gotta sit here and play with it. There's something I'm doing wrong, as far as changing the tempo and everything. But see, my point is, I gotta sit and gotta figure out what I gotta do to get it right and everything. But you can definitely do it in Studio One. It just you gotta use the you gotta change it in this form. Because you can't use this with a knob or anything like that to change the tempo, or go down here and sound it to a knob to change the tempo of, if you want to automate anything. For Bitwig, like I said, I can just press play. You know what I'm saying? And slow it down just like that. I love it. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is I said this before. Bitwig use 64 and 32-bit plugins at the same time. Studio One don't. In Studio One version I got right here, I have the 64-bit version, which I want to use 64-bit. Yeah, I know y'all saw my product key, but I ain't worried about you taking that shit. But in Studio One you can use you can only use 64-bit, or if you got a 32-bit Studio One, you can use 32-bit plugins. Because you gotta remember, even to this day, every plugin or your favorite plugin is still not designed or put out yet to be 64-bit. So that means you can't use it. But in Bitwig you can. Another thing is that called stack folders. One thing I love about Studio One you can use stack folders. Well, not stack folders, but you can pack a folder. So I mean, like, for example, if I got all these folders right here, right? And see, I'm gonna get these. I'm gonna change the color on these. But these right here, I'm gonna stack all these. I'm gonna group them all. Right? So that'll be group one. So we're gonna call that group one. Then say I get these in that group one, and I grab these and I group these inside group 1, right? So I'm gonna name these 1, and I'm gonna name these 2. Now if I close it, they all together. Help you organize your stuff even better. Now, Studio One, you know, if you want to get, not that, I'm tripping. Yo, sorry if it's taking a long time to kind of duplicate. I don't know why it's doing this right now. Let me delete this. I don't know why it's doing that right now, man. I know I'm gonna go through this slow shit like this when I'm doing. So, let's say I got these, and I'm changing the color of these. Right now, if I want to grab all these and pack them in a folder, I can. Easy. Pack them right up. You know, but I can't pack these. So, I might be wrong. No, actually you can. Actually you can. You can pack folders into folders in Studio One just like Bitwig. They changed this because before you couldn't. So now, if you open it up, you actually see you got these. Right? That's great. They're competing. Now you close these, but change the color on these right here so it don't confuse nobody. Anyway, you open these up. Now if you notice on the track, so say I got this, and I got all these in the folder. So but when I go to my mixer, when I click this button, it open them out. Right? But you got an option right here say link, expand, collapse folder tracks with show and hide. When I click this, it'll span every track. But you can't see these. Okay, let me get it right. Let me organize these right. Okay. Because okay, the green is the 3. The 2 blue. What's this yellow track? Let me move this out the way. Is that the trumpet? Move it out the way. All right, now you see how on the multi instrument, I can bring the brass and the trump open, right? This is this right here. When I click on this, the multi instruments, right? Now, I can open and close these. So let me change these to a different color. Right? We're gonna change it to a different color so I not confuse nobody. Changing the pink. Okay, so as we see right here. So when I close this, I can open the instruments up like that. Open it up, open it up and they're right there, but say this folder right here, if I open and close this one, I could do it right on the track, but it don't give me that option on the mixer, man. Because sometimes you can have 100 tracks. You can have a lot of tracks on your mixer. Sometimes it'll help you if you close them up and move them out the way a little bit. That helps a lot. But you know, it just leave them there. But now, if I go back to this option and press link expand, all this does is just move them, delete them. So when I click like this, it'll open them up like this. But when I close it, it moves them out the way. That doesn't mean I want them to move away from the mixer. You know, it hides them. But when I click like that, open them back up. But the only way I can do it, I have to go back to this part. So for example, if I'm doing the mixer like this, and I'm in my mix mode, now where can I expand my tracks? I have to do like this. Okay. So I have to go to 1 by 1. See if there's another option. So I have to close 1 by 1. Move them out the way. All right. In Bitwig, same thing, right? But when I go to the mix, I'm in mixer mode. Close this. I click that, open those up. Click that, open those up. And I could just add my effect on this, on that, on this, and drop one on this if I want to, or I can grab it from the side, go to the effects right here, and you know, add a blur on this one. And I could do the same thing, you know, add a blur on this one and add a blur on that one and that one and that one. And you know, close it right back up, close this one up. Just like that, move it out the way. You know, or I could just double click on it like this and just click the plus and then add the effects to the track that way.